Okay, so I haven't filmed a video in over 2 months. I've been really working really hard on the other aspect of my business, TorrentPerformanceIndustries, and if you've seen, I've been posting a couple little things about some oversized radiator kits. And this video mainly is going to be for, this is the reason I got into this parts business, because I shot a video out here about 2 weeks ago on this rear differential for almost 4 to 5 hours. And the part was not made properly. I had to basically destroy the part to come to the conclusion that the part was not made correctly. So on this rear differential, I'm going to show you a couple things and make a recommendation on which boot kits to buy, because I unfortunately made the mistake and tried to save about $15 to $20, and I paid with basically a waste of 4 to 5 hours of my time. So yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so it's about 100 degrees now. We're getting into summertime, and basically I bought a boot repair kit that is not made properly. These kits there's a lot of them sold on eBay, and the one thing I will say about this differential here is one side, the side for the chain side of the differential, the housing is smaller, or it's larger than the side with the brakes. And that's going to be important information for you to know, because when you take the cheaper one, the cheaper boot, and the more high dollar boot, and I'll tell you what I bought here. They measured these on the side of the differential that would rip the most, which would have been your chain side. That's the one that's going to just completely destroy itself. So yeah, I'll show you what I bought. I've got quite a bit of money and stuff in here, and I'll show you kind of what's what and what I would suggest you doing. And unfortunately, a lot of you ain't gonna like this, but you know, if you want to repair this and you don't want to struggle like I did for 4 or 5 hours, you really need to go to Polaris and buy their $60 kits, and you know, get the ones that are made to properly fit this. This is just a nightmare to think that you're going to try to save 20, 30 bucks and struggle getting these things in. And I don't believe with this other brand that you will ever get that into the housing. So yeah, I'll show you here what I got. We'll change can reviews. Okay. So the one that I bought that I believe is made wrong is from ATV Parts Connection. This boot's made in China. The measurement around appears that it will go into the housing. However, on the sprocket side of the differential, look how big this is for the sprocket side, to get it to press into the housing. There is just no way you're going to get it into the housing. And second off, when you buy these, they're coated in a rubber coating. So I kind of thought maybe I could take the rubber coating off and get down to the metal, and that would give me just a little more room to hammer on it and get it into the differential. But after I removed all the rubber off of this metal on this boot is thicker than the place that it's got to go in. You will never be able to get your circlip on with that boot, because you can't compress that metal down far enough to get that in there. It's just not made properly. So my suggestion to you is avoid these with all cost. You will never get them in. It's a complete waste of money. Now the second one here, the second kit that appears that it'll fit, is EPI. Now if you know EPI from Polaris, this is name brand stuff. The main reason I know EPI is because they make a bunch of clutch kits for your big utility ATVs that you can really change the performance of your ATV with those clutch kits. So I went ahead and bought their kit, and I said, okay, this is made a little different. There's no punch holes. You'll see in the OEM factory, they have little holes inside the rubber, and that's so you can take a punch and hammer it into the differential itself. And just by looking at this, this is the smaller side of the differential, and it places inside of there better than the Chinese made one. So I don't know what to tell you on this EPI one. I will tell you on the differential that you have, your boot that's ripped is more than likely going to be on your chain side. So I believe this one will install. I'll make a video of me rebuilding this diff. After I wasted 4 or 5 hours, I said I'm not even going to mess with it. So I believe this will install on the chain and sprocket side. Now when we flip it over and we go to the side here, which would be the right side for the brake caliper, I mean, look at the difference here. It doesn't even go into the housing. I still kind of feel like if you hammered on this, you could get this one in there if you wanted to. However, it's kind of made different as well. So I believe the people that made the replacement parts, they said, well, this side's ripped, so let's take this off and measure this. And that would explain why the aftermarket ones place in better than the other side. So EPI, if you need a cheap replacement for the chain and sprocket side that's going to rip more than likely, I believe that is a safe purchase bet. More than likely. We're going to try to install these in a future video. And then we have our factory Polaris ones. And these are made for this unit itself. As you can see, you have little holes here. This is going to be for your punch, so you can push it into the unit itself. Look how much better that fits into the unit. This is why I'm telling you to go to Polaris and buy these, because if you're this far into it, it is a complete nightmare to do this, and I don't want you to struggle like I did there. So I believe this will press in. Probably more than likely can press this in with my hands. When we come over here to the caliper and sprocket side, it's a little off. It doesn't quite fit in there as well as the other ones. Or, I mean, it fits in there better than the other ones, and I believe I can compress this one in, but probably pretty close with my hands. But you can tell that, you know, that this is made to fit in this. So what I'll do is I'll have to make a future video, and I'm just trying to help y'all out on doing these repairs on this. Sometimes you do have to go to the factory, so it's just what you have to do. I even went in, I started taking some of the metal off on the inside of it to open the gap up a little bit more on this in case I ever had to do it again. But I'm getting so fed up with this ATV and all the problems. This thing, I just don't know how many more videos I'm going to make here, because I'm trying to do other things, and I really want to get back to working and building on motorcycles. So yeah, you know, this right here could be a nightmare. This is your main, this is going to be your main problem if your engine's good and you have one of these Outlaws, is this rear diff. And a lot of these parts, you can't get these parts. You cannot go to Polaris and order this housing. This piece is still made here, but these other pieces are no longer being produced. So when you disassemble this also, you need to make sure that you keep every single clip and everything that goes with this, and do not lose it, because you cannot get any of the circlips or anything like that for these. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Next video, hopefully down the line here, will be me rebuilding this and getting this thing back on the quad. Other than that, I'm super busy, and I don't know how much more I'm going to have with YouTube videos coming out. It's not going to be a weekly thing anymore. So, you know, I've been on YouTube for 5 years, and my numbers didn't even change when I quit putting videos out 2 months ago. Actually, I'm getting more views now that I'm not putting out videos every week. It's freaking weird. I don't know what's going on. I don't know about the AI and the robots and all this other garbage, you know. So yeah, I hope this video helped you out. This is the whole reason I'm getting into the parts business. So make sure you check the links below. Maybe in the future the website will be up and ready to go. So I'm out of here.